Remember when America felt big? When you could just pack up, point to a map, and start over somewhere wild and new? Alaska still feels like that. No state income tax, no state sales tax, and believe it or not, 3 towns where $3,000 a month can actually work, not survive, actually work. Today, we're going there. All 3 of them. Let's go. Fairbanks. Population around 32,000, sitting right in the heart of Alaska's interior, miles from everything, and somehow one of the most surprisingly livable places in the entire state. They call it the Golden Heart City, and once you understand why, it's hard to forget. Now the numbers, because this is where Fairbanks earns its spot on this list. The median home value in Fairbanks sits around $262,000, significantly below the national average. Median rent runs approximately $1,450 a month, and the overall cost of living runs 14% lower than the Alaska state average, making it the most affordable major city in the entire state. On $3,000 a month, you're covering rent, groceries, utilities, and still breathing comfortably. Alaska also has 0 state income tax, 0 state sales tax. Your Social Security check arrives completely untouched every single month. Now, who actually lives here? There are about 3,811 seniors currently living in Fairbanks. It's a younger town overall. The median age is just 29 years old, which actually means more energy, more services, more things open, more life around you. You won't feel like you're sitting in a waiting room. Ethnically, Fairbanks is about 58% white, 9% Native American, 8% Black, and 4% Asian. Genuinely one of the more diverse communities in all of Alaska. Religiously, Fairbanks has a wide range of congregations: Baptist, Catholic, Lutheran, Presbyterian, Methodist, Episcopal, and non-denominational Christian churches all present in the city. Whatever your faith, there's a community here for you. Now recreation, and this is where Fairbanks genuinely surprises people. The city runs a dedicated senior recreation program through the Parks and Recreation Department, with walking at the Big Dipper Ice Arena, fitness classes at the Mary Saya Recreation Center, and even free transportation through the van trans service to get seniors to every program. Dog sledding, ice fishing, hiking, and some of the best wildlife watching in North America: moose, caribou, fox, all right outside your door. And the unique gem, just 60 miles away sits Chena Hot Springs, located directly beneath the Aurora Loneville, Earth's most active auroral region. Soaking in a 100-degree natural hot spring while the northern lights dance above your head. People pay thousands to fly to Norway for that. You'd just drive down the road. Now the honest cons. Healthcare costs run about 44% above the national average. Budget carefully for that. Energy bills average around $587 a month because winters hit hard. We're talking minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit in January. That is not a typo. And crime runs slightly above average. Downtown requires some awareness at night. But for $3,000 a month in Alaska, Fairbanks is genuinely your best starting point. Close your eyes for just a second. It's 1935. The Great Depression has crushed America. Millions are broke, hungry, and hopeless. And President Roosevelt has one bold idea: take 203 brave families from Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, hand each one a 40-acre plot of raw Alaskan wilderness, and say, figure it out. Those families built Palmer from absolute scratch. And 90 years later, Palmer remains the only community in all of Alaska built entirely around an agricultural lifestyle. That stubborn pioneer spirit is still alive on every single street corner. You can almost feel it. So what does $3,000 actually buy here? A 1-bedroom apartment averages around $1,095 a month. A 2-bedroom runs about $1,375, both comfortably below the national average. The median home value sits around $275,900, genuinely affordable by Alaska standards. Overall cost of living runs 14% lower than the Alaska state average. On $3,000 a month, you are not white-knuckling the budget here. You have actual breathing room, groceries, healthcare, maybe even a little fun money left over at the end of the month. And remember, zero state income tax, zero state sales tax. Your retirement check lands in your account completely untouched. The community itself tells a story worth hearing. Palmer has around 6,100 residents with a median age of just 32.9 years, young, active, and full of energy around you. The ancestral roots run deep: German, English, Irish, and Scandinavian heritage, which makes complete sense given those original Midwestern colonist families who never left. Religiously, Palmer carries its Midwest soul. Baptist, Catholic, Lutheran, and non-denominational Christian communities are all well represented here. And safety? Overall crime in Palmer sits 48% below the national average, nearly half. That is a genuinely peaceful place to lay your head at night. What do people actually do here? Hiking Pioneer Peak, fishing the Matanuska River, and every summer since 1936, the world-famous Alaska State Fair happens right here in Palmer. Palmer holds a world record, a 139-pound cabbage grown in its glacier-fed valley soil. Your grandkids will not believe that until they see it with their own eyes. Honestly, neither will you. Every town has a flip side, though. Palmer is not a city. Anchorage is 42 miles away for serious shopping, specialist medical care, and big city entertainment. Winters are long, dark, and bitterly cold, and groceries run expensive. Alaska's remote location means everything costs a little more to ship in. But for a tight budget in a safe, beautiful, historically rich Alaskan valley, Palmer quietly delivers every single month without ever needing to brag about it. Some towns you stumble into. Some towns find you. Homer found a lot of people at the end of a 5-hour drive south from Anchorage, right where the road runs out and Kachemak Bay opens up like a painting. Volcanoes across the water, glaciers in the distance, a little harbor town sitting at the edge of the world. Officially nicknamed the Cosmic Hamlet by the sea and the halibut fishing capital of the world, locals just call it home. Here's what your wallet needs to know. Median rent runs around $1,230 a month. Overall cost of living sits about 7% below the Alaska state average. Zero state income tax, zero state sales tax. On $3,000 a month, you can rent a decent place, eat well, and still have a life. Fair warning though, housing costs run about 47% above the national average. Groceries are expensive. Everything ships in from far away. Budget carefully. The community itself is something else entirely. A remarkable 22% of Homer's population is over 65, well above the national average. This town genuinely knows how to treat its seniors. Ethnically, about 77% white, with a strong 5.5% Alaska Native presence woven naturally into daily life and culture. Religiously, Baptist, Catholic, and non-denominational Christian communities all active and welcoming. Crime sits 31% below the national average. Quiet, safe, peaceful. Life outside your front door? Halibut fishing off the famous Homer Spit, kayaking Kachemak Bay, bear viewing fly-ins, art galleries on every corner. Homer has more artists per capita than almost any small town in Alaska. You will never be bored, ever. And the unique gem, the Pratt Museum, a beloved natural history museum hosting 30,000 visitors yearly, built on the original homestead of a family who arrived in Homer back in 1936. Ancient native artifacts, live marine tanks, real Alaskan stories told by real Alaskan lives. It feels less like a museum and more like sitting with a very wise old neighbor. Homer doesn't sit at the end of the road. For most retirees, it's exactly where the real journey begins. Here's the truth nobody tells you. The best chapter of your life doesn't have to cost a fortune. Sometimes it just requires a little courage. and a willingness to look somewhere unexpected. Fairbanks, Palmer, Homer. 3 towns that quietly prove Alaska isn't just for the young and adventurous. It's for the wise ones, too. If this got you thinking, subscribe, because we're just getting started.